Can you hear me now? Sounds like we might have finally got this thing working. I gotta love technology. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, financial markets, politics, even poking fun at the rest of the media. We're not going to do a lot of what we normally do because of our technical difficulties today, but we will get most of the broadcast in for you. Some of the stuff that we normally do in the mornings, we're going to probably leave that out today because we have got a special guest in the house. I don't know how special. Come on now. Hey, guys, turn the camera a little bit because it's Bob Irish is in the house. I don't know about a special guest.
Yeah, we got a face for radio, brother.
You and me both, man.
I love it.
It's amazing. But and live radio, live streaming here. So we're getting a lot of fascinating information going across. But was it only about 24 minutes late? Let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. How that number comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money. I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I would tell on a normal day, I would tell you what we're celebrating today, but today we're just going to talk about celebrating the fact that we got connected. Normally, we'd even talk about some of the crazy laws. Bob, I don't know about you, but did you know, new law, you can't start class in California before 8 a.m.?
Yeah, what happened? I mean, did Newsom want to sleep in one day and he didn't want to be bothered by the children going to school? What the heck?
Amazing.
What the hell?
I have friends of mine from college that they went to school, and one of them went to school in Bolivia. And he just laughed at us when we talked about our school times. There it was 8 to 5,
right?
A.m. to P.m., right? Yeah. And they wonder why when we go to school from 9 to 2 in America, that our kids are behind the times. Amazing. So we are the first state to push back on that. New California law bans school lunch debt shaming. Can't shame the kids for school lunch. No animals in the circus.
No animals in it. I'm sorry, then what's the circus?
I was going to say, we have an empty stage,
There's
right?
Nothing left.
Amazing. Now I'm going through, there's 70 new laws that the governor signed over the weekend.
Right.
Not one of them deals with homelessness. Not one of them deals with the needles on the streets. Not one of them, the important things he doesn't deal with. Gun law in California signed by the governor allows employers, co-workers, and teachers to seek gun violence counseling. Unbelievable. That's fascinating. And I just saw recently, Bob, you probably saw this one as well, where a real estate professional, and I forgot what state they were in, but she was at an open house showing a property, qualified the buyer that came in, shows him around downstairs. They go upstairs, and he has a knife.
Yep.
Now, the fascinating part is the one thing we do find most frequently, a knife rarely wins in a gunfight.
True.
The agent pulled out a gun. She had a concealed carry permit.
Nice.
And shot. They didn't say whether she shot the guy or not, but he did leave.
If you shoot at him, he's probably going to run.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's good. Either way, it's good.
And he's gone. So
I like it.
I like that idea. That's just one of those things, bringing a knife to a gunfight if you're on the right side of that battle. And you know something, I went through the concealed carry permit classes. They're not easy, right? If you're going to a good one, they're not an easy thing. But I am a big proponent of having gun rights, but I'm even more of a proponent that those who have the guns, they have to be a little responsible or a lot responsible. Go get trained on them.
True enough.
Right? Know how to use them because you know you're going to get sued. If you pull the gun out, you're going to get sued. That's just the way it is. Whether you're right, wrong, or indifferent, you're going to get sued. So the bottom line is know what you're doing. And I'm not going to say where I took gun training, but I will say that they did make a point that don't take the gun out unless you're planning on using it. And there is always a significant advantage when there's only one person to tell a story at the end of the day. Not going to go into it too much more than that. But if there's only one person at the end of the day telling the story,
There's only one story.
there's only one story.
I like it.
Right? That's and that's I think that's a lot why. Have you ever talked to a police officer that says they shot to injure? No, they don't do that, right?
No.
If they're going to discharge their weapon, the purpose of discharging the weapon is to solve the problem.
Yes.
There you go.
And I'm all about solving problems.
Absolutely. Fascinating information. So we got a lot to cover today in a very, very short period of time. Guy, I'm going to give a quick note to our production team. We're going to skip a lot of our sponsored stories today. I'll just give the sponsors their plugs. That's all they want anyway. But the Mortgage Minute today brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star has the programs and the products. I'm not sure whether Gold Star has got the products or the programs to help with our topic today, but there are others.
You never know.
You never know. So
That's why we're talking about it, to see who's out there that wants to participate.
That wants to participate and wants to learn, right? I mean, we're all about education here on Ron Siegel Radio, and I am the first to admit, and I'll go very, very deep into this. When I put our title up for the show this morning, Bob, I even spelled cannabis wrong.
No.
So I know nothing about this.
All those years of practice and you still don't know how to spell cannabis?
Exactly. So cannabis and real estate, is it? I heard, and I don't know whether it's true or not, but I had been told that Desert Hot Springs in our coverage map, that their property values doubled as soon as they decided they wanted to get into the cannabis growing business.
It's the commercial real estate. Yes, it was $100 a foot, and now it's $200 or $300 a foot for commercial, and it's just ridiculous.
So tell me a little. I mean, what do we need to know about this? I mean, is it all over? I mean, I'm old. I'm old school.
Old school,
and
we'll go with old school.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I don't understand some of these things because they talk about with cannabis, it's legal in California, but it's not legal in the United States.
Federally, correct.
Federally. Now, I say on our broadcast many, many times that, and I can even say this today because I left California yesterday. I went to the United States. I was in Nevada. California is a bit of its own animal here. I'll even share some gas story prices with you. I had to fill up on the way out of town in Nevada yesterday. Costco. I think I paid $3.99 a gallon at Costco, leaving the United States.
Right.
When I came back into California, $3.99. So it was $3.15 in the morning, $3.99 in the afternoon. Costco, both places. Right. One in the state, one in the United States.
I don't know.
80 cents a gallon difference.
Newsom needs tax dollars to send kids to school later.
There you go.
That's it.
And I had somebody on one of my social media channels saying it's because of President Trump.
Oh yeah, sure.
Now, is he not the president
of all the other states?
The other states?
Nope, he's not. Just California.
Just California, and I think that's probably the least likely.
Oh man.
But let's talk cannabis. So, when I'm saying I'm old, I look at it and say, well, if it's illegal federally, it's illegal.
Yeah, states' rights have always superseded federal. They have always had the right to do certain things, and this is one of there 14 states now or whatever, and more passing, cannabis related. So it's whether it's for the medical, which is usually how most states start, and then it becomes recreational, which is what California is. At this point, what I do is real estate for the cannabis industry, and that includes the hemp and CBD industry as well, which is a sister plant, we'll call it. They are grown the same, they look the same, they couldn't tell the difference one to the other. It's all in processing. But hemp and CBD are federally legal, all 50 states.
Okay.
Though with the marijuana only being legal in certain states, there is a definite misconception that one is the other. So people are still getting arrested for hemp and CBD when in fact they shouldn't, because it's got no THC, which is the psychoactive that gives you the high.
Okay.
So that's an interesting differentiation between the two, but the same people are growing the same kind of crop in the same kind of location, using the same buildings to extract the same materials out of them, same plant. The difference is you can sell CBD at, Mothers.
Right, and I've seen that. We bought it at Mothers, and we bought it on Amazon. So we use it. One of my sons has some real bad feet, so they have a lotion that he can put on his feet
Right.
feels better, or he thinks it does anyway.
It does.
And I don't know. Again, I can't tell how he feels, right?
Right.
So when it comes to the real estate, does that mean we can sell? How does that affect real estate? I guess is the best.
Sure. So unfortunately, the gold rush, or now the green rush.
Okay.
Okay. So in Long Beach by the ports, good place to talk about how the differentiation was. $100 a foot for a piece of junk old 60, 80, 100-year-old building down the ports. When that became the green zone, prices became $200 a foot. And if you fix it up and make it pretty, it's $300 a foot. So you got a 5,000 square foot building, that was worth $500,000 is now worth $1.5 million.
Wow.
So the green rush for that commercial building that's in the green zone in Long Beach, which most of Long Beach is just manufacturing, cultivation, distribution. And the opportunists came in, bought them cheap, fixed them up, and resold them for a profit.
So is the opportunity gone then now?
Yeah, the opportunity is pretty much gone for making quick money on buying a derelict building unless you own it already and just didn't know what to do with it. Give us a call. We'll help you figure out what to do with it. But if you're looking to go in and buy something from somebody and make money on the flip, the answer is no. Those are pretty much, San Francisco, LA, Long Beach. They've been buying them up for years knowing this was coming.
So now let me ask you this, because I've been chatting with folks that, and I don't know the whole ins and outs, but my feeling is once it's got the complete legality, where the federal government basically gets out of people's lives and realizes prohibition doesn't work.
Right.
Are the big companies going to end up, the Philip Morrises and the Marlboros, are they going to come in and put everybody else out of business, or will these independents still be able to stay in business?
Sure. So they're already in the business.
Okay. So the big guys,
they're already in cannabis.
Okay.
Already are. And they're also in hemp and CBD. Every product you can think of, toothpaste to Coca-Cola to whatever, everyone's going to add CBD to their products. So the farmland nationwide is being used up for hemp and CBD production. The tobacco companies are doing cannabis. They are doing the same thing. They're going to offer the very same products.
Interesting. So they're all in it already. They're already doing it. There's no difference there.
Right.
So I guess we don't have to worry about them taking over. They're already part of it.
Right. They're going to have their products as usual. So you got to differentiate between cultivation,
okay,
and then the manufacturing, then the distribution, then the dispensary. I don't know if the big tobacco companies are ever going to open up their own dispensaries, because right now they sell cigarettes at 7-Eleven, right?
Right.
They'd rather have a distribution network.
Sure.
That's it. So they'll make the product to be distributed at the retail level. So I think the mom and pops, we call it, can still open up retail. No doubt about it.
Interesting. Okay.
But they're going to carry products from various companies that are making the products.
Now, are you helping out in the area of the dispensaries? Is that part of the world that you're working in now?
Yeah, the dispensary in and of itself and the products, no. The dispensary, the building, or the sale of the business opportunity.
Okay.
So if you want to sell the dispensary, you're going to sell the building, or the lease. If you're leasing it, you're going to sell the product inside, the inventory. You're going to sell the license.
Sure.
That's what the business opportunity. You bought a liquor store, you bought a restaurant, you buy a whatever, you're going to go through the same process. You got to transfer the license. You're going to sell the inventory, has a value. You got your customers, your database. All that has a value, like any other business.
So you're an interesting individual because you've learned so many different areas. When you and I first met during the fall of the real estate market, and you were the king of the
short sales.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So, when a lot of these different opportunities come around, you've been on the forefront of all of them.
Right. It's funny, the hedge funds that bought from me as short sales and REOs to create their REITs, and they're doing the same thing now with cannabis, the same companies.
So basically, what that tells me as an investor is you're consistently on the leading edge of where these different marketplaces are.
I get bored, I suppose, so I need something
to keep you out of trouble.
Something to keep me out of trouble and whatever. But no, it's real estate's real estate. It's just what niche are you going to go after, And if it's farming a neighborhood, awesome. That's not me.
Right. And that's in there. There's a lot of, and that's a good point that you bring up, Bob, because there's a lot of people that get into real estate and they're told, well, the only way to make it in real estate is go knock on doors and call people and stay in the same neighborhood.
And some people are very good at that.
And some people are, exactly. That was my point, is that, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope, absolutely not.
But there's other people that are looking at the future and kind of saying, this is where the market's heading.
Correct.
And that's kind of in the world where you're in.
Yes, I try to be there, yes.
And the idea there is, if you're thinking about getting into real estate, if you're thinking about getting into investing, most people say, unless for your primary residence, it's an investment, but that's not something that you're looking for buy and sell, right? You're going to buy and sell it, but you're going to live there. Your primary purpose is...
There's a use that you get out of the house, so if it never goes up in value, you still had to live somewhere.
Right. As opposed to, if you're buying and selling stocks, you're looking at that for
profit only.
Profit only.
Yeah. And
that's kind of what you're doing with when you did the short sales, the hedge funds.
Correct.
And I know you did some flip fixes on estate projects, some real big ones in the high net worth areas.
Yeah. No, Newport's been very good to me with those, the fix and flips in Riverside where 200 that you was sold for 400, the fix and flips in Newport you buy for 3 or 4 million, sell for 10 million. It's the same.
Same concept. There's just an extra comma and a zero.
Right. Yeah. When they say about real estate, location.
Exactly.
And Newport's 10 times more valuable than say Riverside.
And throw some pricing in there, and you've got it made.
Yeah.
Right. So it's
all good.
We're going to continue our conversation. Bob Irish is in the house. Canna Growth Partners is the name of the company. We're talking cannabis today. If you've got some questions, you can put them on our social media channels. I am seeing those. Good morning, Sergio. Glad to see you with us. We will chat also a little bit. We've got Your Credit Matters. We might not talk too much about that, but we want to learn more what we can about the cannabis business and real estate. You can reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender, licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find that dream home before someone else does. If you already found the dream home, the best tool I have seen, gotta love this tool, the Home Digest. And it's partly because it's from us, SLT Home Digest. You can text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find out what the county recorder knows about your property. Find out what the community thinks about your property, all with a monthly update. That's the real-time real estate segment. We are continuing our conversation this morning. Bob Irish is in the house. Canna Growth Partners. So
.com.
Yeah.
Canna
Growth Partners.
We'll spell it right. C-A-N-N-A.
C-A-N-N-A.
Growth
Partners.com. And I'm going to put that on that crawler down there.
Sure,
while
why not?
You know, what's one of the great parts about doing a live radio broadcast?
It's live?
Is it's live.
Yeah.
But the more you talk, the less I have to do.
Awesome.
and a lot of people like that. Some people kind of wonder about it. So how did you get into what got you toward this point, Bob?
Sure. Actually, it's that wasn't quite exactly direct. It was, I actually thought about, because, us, I'm the tail end of the baby boomers. My parents are the leading edge of the baby boomers. And there was the CBD as it became, more popular, and hemp bill passed last October, to be legal in January of 2019. And I thought, man, maybe I need to open like a CBD wellness store. And that was my idea, a GNC kind of a store.
Sure.
But I wanted to add in more to it. I wanted to have yoga or chiropractic, or I kind of wanted to have the wellness part of it, not just sell, CBD and vitamins or whatever. Nobody wants to get old.
Right.
And
actually, something, I'm one of the few, Bob. I want to get old.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, because I only think there's one alternative.
Well, yeah, there's old or not here at all.
Exactly. So I think I'd like to get old. I think that's probably a good deal.
Slowly, I'm going to slow the aging.
Okay,
so that way I'm still functioning well.
And that's the biggest right there. I mean, they can make us last longer. The medical world, they can keep us around longer. But I think what you're really getting at is quality of life.
Quality of life. Yep. So anyway, I kind of went down that path and went to a friend of mine and said, hey, give me some financing to, get into the business. And that turned into, why don't you come work for me? And I went, oh, well, and then I kind of kept working on the side, trying to figure out how to do the store. And then, a few months into working with him, a couple of real estate deals came. I said, why aren't you doing real estate with this, financing end of this CBD work? He goes, I don't know how to do that. I'm like, shoot, let me do it. Yeah. And a couple months later, I just kind of said, you know what, I'm going to go do this full time. And he's still doing his thing full time. And that's great. But I
can't imagine you going to work for somebody.
No, it was. That
doesn't seem like the Bob Irish I know.
Yeah. So that was probably a mistake. But, it is what it is. And then, so now here we are. So I've been listing probably for 4 months now, listing properties, looking for stuff. So we've got grows up in the Humboldt Triangle, or in Humboldt in the Emerald Triangle. Sorry about that. Where you can buy, cannabis cultivation. We've got dispensaries and deliveries in San Francisco. We've got manufacturing distro all over the country, or all over the state. Sorry, I've got a bakery in San Diego where you could make THC. Oh, I love this. This is a great story. So there's a bakery in San Diego. I went to visit it, and it comes to the building, comes with THC licenses, but she's not making that right now. She's just making regular old bagels and regular old brownies, gluten-free whatevers. And I'm like, there's some hipster out there somewhere, and I'm not a hipster by any means, that wants a THC gluten-free, brownie. And I thought to myself, man, we already got the bakery. It's gluten-free approved. It's already got a THC license. They're already making brownies. What, lady, why don't you make gluten-free THC brownies for that,
For that market.
For that market. And she goes, nah, too much work. So I've got this bakery for sale with a THC license. Who wants to buy it? Let me know. My point is, we got bakeries in San Diego. We got dispensaries all over. This is great. Palm Springs, Palm Desert. We think we just put one into escrow, in Palm Springs.
What fascinates me when you go out and you talk to people, I want to get to that in a minute.
No, of course.
When you go out and you talk to people and you tell them, hey, there's a market. Anybody that doesn't see a market right now in the THC world, now, whether you want to get into it or not from a moral standpoint, that's your business. Right. But anybody that doesn't see a market in there, has to have blinders on.
Yeah. No, this is prohibition all over again. This is the 20s all over, right? It's I don't agree with. Okay, great. Then don't do it. Go sell a house. That's cool. It's just a business.
Right.
Would you not sell a liquor store? Okay, great. Then don't sell a liquor store. You don't want to smell a smoke shop? Great. Don't sell. But if you're doing commercial real estate, what's in the building is irrelevant to me. Here's a building that you wish to open a business. Great. Let me help you. That's it.
And so we talked in the last segment a little bit about the idea that is there still money to be made, and
yes,
because the fix and flip world is gone.
Right. So the buildings, the manufactured distros, whatever. Is there money to be made? Yes. Somebody got that building, leased it or bought it. They're willing to sell that building with the licenses. You can go in and make real good money manufacturing, distributing, growing a dispensary. It doesn't make a difference which of the four things you wish to do. There's money to be made. It's a very good living.
And do you think it's a long term, or do you think it's one of these fly by night areas?
No, it's been around forever.
Okay.
It really has. More and more states are being added to it. The feds keep talking daily about, we're losing money by not making it federally legal because the money is not really going anywhere. You go to these guys and, they're just like, well, we still pay our taxes to the city governments. They're putting it in some bank somewhere. Their employees are getting paid by check. These banks, I know a few hundred banks and credit unions, and even the hedge funds have open banks, and they're taking deposits. So it's already being done.
Okay.
And the government saying, please pay us our taxes. So, they're accepting the money. So I keep hearing this money is kind of, you can't touch the money. It's like, well, but if you go down to the city of whatever and pay your taxes for the dispensary, they're going to say, thank you for the money. And where does that money go, people? It goes in the bank. So
the fascinating part of all of that has to do, try and go into down to City Hall and hand them your money in cash, right? I don't think they're going to take it.
No, but if
they want a check, a credit card, or whatever.
Dispensary shows up and they will bring their own. They have the money counters, and they actually talked to a few of them. They bring their own money counter to the city desk. They plug it in and they count their money and hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay their taxes.
That's fascinating too.
But they won't take $100 from you because it's cash. Yeah. I'm sorry. But hypocritical.
Yeah, exactly. Now, in the opening segment today, Bob, I was chatting a little bit about the real estate agent that had to deal with the crook, or the some of us old schoolers think about when you're dealing with marijuana and any kind of drug, you're dealing with a bunch of drug dealers, thugs, whatnot. Is that in this world also?
No such thing.
No such thing.
So I get asked often, is this dispensary, or is this building manufacturing, is it licensed? Yes, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be selling it. It's dumb to even consider trying to sell something black market. It's just the stupidest thing ever. You're going to get caught. So no, the answer is everything I sell is 100% licensed. Number two is regular people started these businesses, moms and pops. The corps, and we're talking publicly funded, publicly traded corporations, are buying them up. So this is as white of a market as you can be. No black market at all. We call it the green market, but
green market.
But the white collar, white corporate money is coming in, buying up these green dispensaries, manufacturing distros. Black market, got nothing to do with it, don't ever want to.
Yeah, and I know you long enough. I mean, it's that's not the world, right? There's a lot of people that make a lot of money in that world. That's not us.
For a minute, they will.
Yeah, yeah, short term.
Short term, but we're not short term.
Exactly.
20 years doing this now. I'm not. No short term.
No, maybe short pants, but not short term.
Yeah.
So, do you get involved in the licensing and helping people get licensed and all that portion of it, or are you just the real estate only?
Yeah, there are people smarter than me that do that.
Okay.
Every corporation we're talking to, they've got their own mergers, acquisitions, compliance people. They come in, they say, great. They fill out all the paperwork. They submit it to the state. They do everything. That's their job.
Okay.
My job is to list the property for sale with a license, with legitimate business, find a buyer for it.
So I've got to have a license before I come to you to list the property.
If you got a dispensary, manufacturer, distro, whatever it is, if you come to me and say, sell my business, great. Where's your license? I look you up on the Bureau of Cannabis Control, BCC. And if you're there, cool. If not, I won't help you.
So if I have that business, I don't, and I don't have all the licenses, and I call you, do you know the right attorneys or folks that I can go and? Because a lot of people don't know what. I mean, until you just said it, I had no clue that there was anything such as a BCC. We're in Calizuela, so I should have guessed it, right? But I wouldn't have even known that. So I would have thought that something I can go out there and go and buy a stick of cannabis butter and make some brownies and sell them. And didn't know that I needed a license. Yeah.
And I suppose you probably, if you're doing one or two, probably no one's going to care. But no, the answer is if you open up a shop, you better have a license. If not, you'll be shut down. They will take all the money and all the product and throw you in jail. I mean, it's
interesting. So if you're thinking about that, Bob's still your man to call, and he can help you with it. Because
I will direct you to the correct attorney who's smarter than me to help you through the process.
Right.
And I'll help you find a building once you've got your license.
And that's the whole idea is a lot of us, we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
Right. And, now that you've listened to Ron Siegel Radio, you've listened to Bob Irish, Canna Growth Partners is the company name. We've got the web address right there scrolling along the very bottom of the screen.
Bob Irish.
Isn't that you?
I'm reading the scrolling. I just looked up.
Look at that. See that? You're right.
CannaGrowthPartners.com. Look how cool.
Did I even spell it correctly?
You are fancy. I love it.
We get every once in a while we try and get things right. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events, financial markets. We're talking to Bob Irish today. You can catch me anytime, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Most businesses struggle to get the online reviews they need to get a competitive edge over their competition. Rex is a brand new technology that uses text messages to direct happy clients to your online review sites, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and unhappy clients to a private survey, so businesses can win more customers. Try Rex today by going to www.meetrex.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Rate subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRE NMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 01869452 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report? It is wrong. They all are. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solutions. Jeff Sipes and his team at Blue Water Credit, they've got the solutions for you. We are chatting this morning. Bob Irish is in the house. Canna Growth Partners, the name of the company. Learning a little bit about cannabis this morning. And I am the first to tell you I know absolutely nothing about cannabis, although I do know a little bit more than I knew when we first started this morning, just because I've been chatting with Bob about it. Largest threats to the market, Bob. What do you see out there? Because you're always in the forefront of these things, and you seem to have a good knack of getting in, getting out. What do you see as a threat to this market?
Haven't figured one out yet. Obviously, the feds could just completely do a 180 and do something different. But if that doesn't happen, I don't see anything. I just see this as a regular business. You know, it is what it is. There's a liquor store in every corner. There's a gas station in every corner. There's a McDonald's in every corner.
Sure.
Why not? I was at, excuse me, I was at Palm Desert yesterday at El Paseo. And there is a gorgeous dispensary on El Paseo, one of the nicest streets in Palm Desert.
So those that don't know El Paseo, it's kind of like a Rodeo Drive or Miracle Mile, or they have another one. I forgot the name of the street in La Jolla that's the same.
Sure, but there are high-end dispensaries, and it's regular people. I mean, it is funny. When we were younger, I suppose our friends had some, and they were growing it wherever, and it was kind of black market. And now it's people pulling up in nice cars and spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And, again, it's a question of what do you want? You want to go home and have a nice scotch. I'd rather have a nice scotch, to be honest.
Sure.
But some people don't drink. Great. So what?
And that's something you make a great point there, Bob, because, right, it's just another item on the market to sell.
Right.
Obviously I'm a little oversized, maybe a lot oversized. So I eat too much. I like great meals.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy a nice vodka martini.
There you go.
Right? You enjoy a nice scotch. Somebody else enjoys, I don't even know what the right terminology is within the cannabis world, but they enjoy whatever it is in cannabis. Right? It's just a product on the market.
Right.
And those of us that are in the finance world, the real estate world, the world of business and investing, it's a commodity.
And that's exactly it. In fact, that's what we call the hemp is a commodity. I don't sell the actual weed product, that cannabis product. I don't sell that.
But if you sold somebody a liquor store, you're not the liquor purveyor either.
Right. But I would sell the inventory, the bottles of scotch and vodka that come with it. And that's all this is.
That's all. Exactly. So
it's a commodity.
So can I go into a bank on the corner and get financing to buy this business?
So the answer is yes and no. The building in and of itself, yes. The business, no.
Okay.
Because the business opportunity is a business. You can't really go get a loan to start a business from any product. It doesn't make much of a difference. The product itself. is the issue that you can't start a business. But the building itself, 50, 70% loan to value. People are doing 30-year terms on those now.
30-year term on it. Interesting.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, so that is coming to the market, is commercial real estate.
Interesting. So, I've got, being that it is a little bit of a unique industry, I've got to throw this unique question at you.
Okay.
Craziest thing you've experienced in the industry so far? Put you on the spot.
I really haven't had much crazy happen.
Nothing crazy.
No, it's been pretty cool. I mean, I've driven through farms up in Humboldt. That was different.
Okay.
Not crazy, but different. It's interesting to see who's doing what and who got into it when. I mean, everyone's got a story, but nothing crazy, really. Just regular people, I guess.
So one of the things I see, just as an observer, is there's a lot of requirement. Like in Sacramento, I drove Highway 5. Generally, I drive Highway 5 going to wine country, either into Paso or Napa or something along those lines. And you see along the side of the road all the dirt, what used to be vegetable and fruit and vegetable farms. That's now all big lots of dirt. Because the Delta smelt have got all the water, those 6 smelt.
Right.
Is that a problem? Is that something to be concerned with in this industry?
Outdoor grow is fairly uncommon. Used to be very common because that's all you could do. So Humboldt is actually, that is a place that they grow outdoors. Santa Barbara area as well always has been outdoor because of the ocean.
Okay.
All the other places, the Desert Hot Springs, Adelantos, the Salton Seas, they're all indoor.
Really?
There's a place out in Palm Desert right off the freeway called Black Star. 100,000 square foot, all indoor. Concrete tilt-up buildings, this, that. You can go rent 5,000, 10,000 square foot and grow your own indoors.
Interesting.
So most of the cannabis is going to be either indoor or under it's called light depth, but it's under a plastic hoop or a greenhouse. A plastic greenhouse.
So we've seen those along the road too.
Absolutely. If you grow orchids, you would grow marijuana.
Interesting.
Same thing.
Any new trends that we should be looking at in the industry?
All sorts of things, I suppose. Yeah. No, it's getting better. Quality control's going up. It's going to be tested. It's going to be this, that, and the other. It's going to be very regulated. So at least what you're buying is going to be real.
Now, every once in a while, we get some questions that come in, and it's always fun when I get questions from our guests' team. And that's kind of an interesting thing because sometimes they throw things in there just for us to throw a curveball.
Okay, curve.
So I hear this, tell us about your team, especially Elle, and how does she put up with you?
So obviously Elle wrote the questions. No.
And I like the last part of that. How does she put up with you?
I'm definitely an acquired taste, kind of like Scotch. It's we all have our things. I'm out there doing this and meeting and greeting and shaking hands and kissing babies, as we call it, and it's really good for me. But if you ask me to send an email to someone, it probably isn't going to happen. And the follow-up is there as long as you call me. People will send me an email. I pick up the phone and call them and say, hello. And I told you to email me. I said, I don't do that. So Elle is, she's the yin to my yang, or whichever way it goes. I don't even know. But she does the email. She sends the questions. She helps with, she's good at the follow-up.
So she's the one that does the work.
She's the one that actually does work. Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. I agree 100%. If someone will call me, I will actually say, please email. Why? So Elle will respond to you, because without Elle, we wouldn't respond to anybody.
and something. So there's the rub right there, and that's probably answers why you've been doing this for as many years as you have, and with the success you have. Is I have a friend of mine that comes on the broadcast from time to time. He's a former Army Ranger, special ops, and now he has a lot of different businesses, hotel industry, and he says hire your weaknesses.
Correct, 100%.
Right,
absolutely.
And the first thing is to admit and know your weaknesses.
Yes. And
then hire somebody that can take care of them. That's how you get a successful business. Doesn't matter whether it's cannabis, flip and fix.
Yep.
Are you selling traditional houses anymore? Or
absolutely. No, it's funny. You mentioned Elle's, my yin to my yang. Paige worked for me for 7 years when I was doing short sales. I'd go out, I'd meet people, get the listings, come back, throw all the paperwork on her desk and walk away, never see it again. I needed that person to do it. It's the same thing with this one. If I don't have that partner that's going to help me out, then it just doesn't work. But yeah, traditional houses. Yeah, I've got a couple for sale in Newport, a couple for sale in Riverside and Corona. We still do traditional real estate because it's just, that's our business.
It's in your blood.
Yeah.
So if you want to do traditional real estate, if you want to deal with cannabis, anything in the real estate world, Bob's been there, done that. And, I know that cannabis is obviously the newest and the latest and the greatest.
Right.
What's on the horizon that none of us have seen yet? Because you always see these things before they ever come to pass.
Well, this will get me 5 to 7 years down the road. So I'm going to focus 100% on whatever this is right now, because I figure that's a good 5 to 7 years. People are going to be selling out the mom and pops to the corps. The corps are going to turn these into that REIT, style, and then they're going to sell them off in 5 or 7 years. So there's,
So we've got a 5 to 7 year time horizon is what you tell us.
I see this business turning from the mom and pops to the corps and the corps REIT, and then boom, they're going to sell off, and then that'll be the next turn. Then something else will come. Hopefully I'll still be awake enough to see what's coming. I'll be getting older as we go. Yeah,
absolutely. Bob Irish, Canna Growth Partners is the company name. So is it the same place we call if we want to do regular real estate?
Yes, sir. My 949-500-1740 is my number, regardless what you want. I am here for you.
And give me a call, because you probably didn't write that down. Hopefully, if you're driving, you didn't write it. But call me, because I know how to get a hold of it. Well, I know how to get a hold of L.
You can always Google me and call me, because I'll pick up the phone. But if you want actual response to an email, please email it.
There we go.
CannaGrowthPartners@gmail, which kind of matches the website, CannaGrowthPartners.com.
Beautiful. And make sure you set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John, who had to do double time to get us working today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.